What up, guys? CP the Tool Addict. Woo! Tommy lift things. Should I fix this Tommy lift? I don't know. That's not today's video, but look at them blackout plates. I'm gonna do some work on this and see if it's salvageable. Got all the crap out of here, but we have a transmission that we put into this, or that we're putting into this. Still doing 65 things, sitting here, and I'm getting rid of the parts off that truck, finally. In fact, we got a whole trailer full of parts right now. Just give you an update of what I'm doing. You noticed I got rid of my tree too. Turbo 400, GM's greatest transmission. You know, took a poop on me. It's going to the transmission shop. Gonna get an overhaul from one of the best transmission builders in Des Moines area. So if you're in Des Moines, you ever need a transmission built, give me a holler, and I have a transmission builder for you. The torque converter. Oh, real quick, the reason why I'm pretty sure this transmission took a crap. Yeah, don't ever connect your lines like that, guys. I mean, I didn't even get hardly any miles out of it. I don't know why. Circle track things, dirt track racers. I don't understand them. It's raining. But yeah, we got some tires finally for 65. Gonna be doing a will it run. Might even get this thing cleaned up before fall gets here. Working on getting some shelves so I can put all my cases. We're out of room in the tool area. That's for damn sure. Hello, CP the Tool Addict. Yeah. So we've got a lot going on. Let's get into today's video. All right, guys, without ado, let's get into the video here. We're going to look at the beautiful wrench drawer and talk about some wrenches, specifically some Mac wrenches. The Precision Torques and how awesome they are. They are great wrenches, and they were absolutely amazing for the money when you get them out of the gate. These are my go-to wrenches. These are my old wrenches were my SK wrenches. They were my go-tos. I had a set of metrics all the way up to, actually, let's look. These were my go-to wrenches right here. Were my SKs for years. They're definitely the ones that are, you can tell because they're more used. I use these forever, and I hated them because the end spread. I know there's going to be some guys out there being like, well, CP, I had USA SK wrenches, and I loved them. Well, honestly, when you step up to a better wrench, you'll understand why. I'm not going to sit here and say they're terrible wrenches, but they're not as good as newer wrenches now. I still have standard SK wrenches, and and there's some wrenches missing because I got them with me in the mobile box. But today's video is going to focus on wrenches. Now, a lot of guys love the good old snap-on wrench, and it is beautiful. Compared to the chroming, you can almost tell the trilithium chroming is a much deeper process, much more durable process. The wrenches are a little bit thinner on the beam. In fact, let's compare apples to apples and get a 13 right here. So we have a 13 millimeter versus a 13 millimeter. There's some differences in these wrenches, and they're not the same. 15 degree offset, 0 degree offset right here. You know, the bend on it right there. We have that right there. And also the open end has a little bit of a cant on it too. Plus a broach cut in here. Broaching means where they drive a die through there, and that's how they cut the end of the wrench. But I want you to just look up close. You can tell the difference in the chroming. I'm not knocking on snap-on wrenches, but I will say this. Snap-on USA made wrenches are obviously up against a ginormous task here. When you're getting a wrench set like this, which I bought all the way up to 32 millimeter, 32 down to 6 millimeter in wrenches. You can see that people have not put my wrenches back the right way. 32 millimeter down to 6 for $300, I think is what I paid for these. $350, something like that. But just a phenomenal wrench for the money, and these are very tough and durable. However, we have other wrenches out now. We have other affordable wrenches now for around $100. As you can see here, the Capri XT90s, the bolt strip remover wrench. Once again, a cheaper wrench from Taiwan. That adds a different element into removing bolts. Now this is a 6-point design, and it works great for strip bolts. It's very long, very nice wrench, and it's a decent price. And I've touted these as being one of a great wrench to buy, and they absolutely are. Best bang for your buck, honestly, for the money. Come in a nice roll-up pouch, so on and so forth. But these are a new breed of wrenches. Are these the end-all be-all? Absolutely not. You're still left with the task of needing different wrenches for different needs. But, however, I am subscribed to a channel called USAG, and several months ago, at least 3 to 6 months ago, they came out with a new Mac Precision Torque. Now, if you don't know who if you don't know who USAG is, USAG is a company that is owned by Facom, which is also a Stanley Black & Decker company. And they have now came out with a wrench called the 285X. Very similar to the Precision Torque. Oddly enough, let me grab an 18 millimeter here. Oddly enough, it is the same length as a Precision Torque for around $130. Only difference is instead of saying Mac, it says USAG, and the 285 wrench is the same as the Precision Torque. Now, the 285X has a unique feature. Yes, that's right. This is essentially the Mac RBRT wrench. It has the cuts in it, and this was touted as one of the best wrenches per Torque Test Channel. Now, given the fact that Torque Test Channel isn't an everyday mechanic, much like several other people who have touted these to be very great wrenches, they are 6-point wrenches. I will tell you this right now, once again, from a mechanic's perspective, that a 12-point wrench will leave you less angles to get into versus a 6-point. A 6-point has to go on each flat, so you have a different degree, making these not essentially what I would call a great wrench for every day. Now, the tightness of these can be a little bit cumbersome. Now, I have been using these wrenches for over a month. I wanted to make sure that when I got these wrenches that I had every bit of information and every chance that I had to talk about these wrenches and give you every bit of information to understand. Now, I know these wrenches are super hot and people are going to be flying off the shelf for these USAG wrenches. Now, I did get lucky enough. I ordered these from Amazon Italy, which I'm not going to recommend a lot of people do. The best place to go is to get them online. I'll put a link of some sort in the description for these. They take a couple weeks to ship, to get to you, and then they come with these little flags on them. They come in a cardboard box, like so. They're marked on here 285X. There's the part number. They come in this box with a bunch of little wrappers in them. I don't know why I kept this stuff. This is my old Precision Torque wrench case that I put them on. So, I put them in there just to see, but as you can see, they are identical in every way. 285 is the same as a Precision Torque wrench. The 285 is the exact same, it's just a different name. That's all there is to it. If you're looking for a wrench, 285X is the one you want to look for if you go out to look for this and you don't want to follow my link because you're afraid you're going to give me a spiff from doing that, which a lot of people do because they're greedy or just bad people. You know, I don't get much money off of YouTube, and so every little bit that counts when I do an Amazon is always nice, and it helps me move along for taking my time to do this stuff. However, in this situation, there is no Amazon affiliate link for these or whatnot, but I will say, if you are looking to get these wrenches, the couple things to think about is the fact that they are a 6-point. So when you have to get on this, if you look at the angle here, those are the angles that you have to get. It will not slide in until you get that. That's about 25 degrees versus a normal 12-point wrench. Try to hold this up here. There's not a really good way to simulate this, but here's a 12-point, and I'm going to lift it off here, and it goes in like that. So you're only having about 5 degree, maybe 10 degree, between a 5 to 10 degree difference, and that's what makes a 12-point nice. Now, for damage removal fasteners, yes, it's nice to have these wrenches here handy so that you can do that. But these are not the end-all be-all wrench. I don't care what Torque Test Channel says. I don't care what a guy that works out of a garden shed says. I don't care what anybody says. These are not the end-all be-all wrenches. You are not a true mechanic if you understand. 6-point wrenches are great for damage fasteners because they grab all of the flats. They get right tight up in there, and they're great for that. But for a working wrench, and you're trying to do speed and efficiency, a 12-point wrench, as long as you don't have a compromised fastener, is definitely the big key point here. The 285 wrench, obviously I bought, they're $130. I think it was all total with shipping right around 150 bucks, I think, is what I got these for, which is an incredible deal considering the fact that Mac is charging $310. Now, here's the kicker. Hopefully you stuck around all the time and you've already asked the question and you didn't already just jump to the comment box. CP, what's the warranty? According to the website, USAG is giving a 2-year warranty. These are not lifetime warranty wrenches. Do I plan on doing a lot of warrantying on these wrenches? Very doubtful. I will say the strength, the durability of these wrenches, and the way the precision torques have held up, pretty phenomenal. And I guess if I really do break a wrench, I might just go buy a Mac RBRT to replace it if it's affordable enough instead of, you know, getting another one of these depending on the cost. I don't know. I didn't look up the individual cost, but at all retrospects, these wrenches are identical to a Mac Precision Torque wrench, and they're just a rounded off bolt remover wrench difference. Now the other thing is too, they're screwing the Mac dealers. Stanley Black & Decker really has proven that they don't care about their dealers. Obviously, by allowing this to happen in their market, I think is pretty shitty, and I'm saying that with no respect to Mac Tools whatsoever. I think that they had a good product and it should have been kept proprietary to Mac Tools. Stanley Black & Decker, the reason why I'm not a tool dealer, this is kind of the reason why, because they give this out to other companies, they put it under sister company brands to sell to the public, and even though it was overseas, and a lot of Mac dealers are going to jump on here and say, we have a lifetime warranty at CP, blah, blah, blah. These wrenches are pretty tough. I very seldom break a wrench. Real mechanics will tell you they very seldomly break a wrench. Yes, they will wear out over time, but at the end of the day, with the savings on this of being over half the cost and a wrench that's not necessarily a wrench that I would use every day, this is definitely a very viable way to buy these wrenches and have them for that certain scenario where you need to use a wrench. The Capris are also a viable reason, but once again, they are another dirty company, and a lot of these companies, in my opinion, and this is why I just did a video about China versus USA versus Taiwan. These are Taiwanese-built wrenches, and Taiwan is definitely catching up to the USA market, and point in case, the fact that these grip better than any other wrenches, including the Snap-on. They top the chart, better than Wright Tools. 2 USA brands got toppled by Taiwan wrenches. This is definitely something to be concerned about in the future, I guess, to see. You know, obviously we have some manufacturing that has stepped up overseas, and the Asian market is definitely coming up. The more they sell, the more money they make, the more R&D they're able to do, and then they're able to do this, and that's being a competitive market. And, yeah, you can even buy the wrench racks there, too, on USAG, also on the website. But once again, I will put a link in the description. That's your new Tool Tuesday. Hope you enjoy it. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring that bell. Remember, keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.